How often do we truly pay attention to what we're eating? The confectionery industry is estimated to be worth $210 billion, and the fast food, 647.7. We're surrounded by it. Sweets, chocolates, donuts, fast food, you name it. We know it's bad, but we still seem to eat it. Why?
For you that don't know, my name's Nia. Over the last few years, I've been able to lose 50 kg. I'm also an economics graduate with a particular interest in human behaviour. And so today I want to look at and explore why we eat junk food and how we can stop eating it.
And so I started scouring the internet for more information about the effects that junk food has on our brain, to understand why we keep eating it. Here's what I found.
First and foremost, junk food activates the reward circuits in our brain. Junk food releases a chemical called dopamine, the same chemical that is released when we indulge in different activities such as shopping, Netflix, or cocaine. Now the issue is that when we do eat junk food, our pleasure centers get overwhelmed by the level of dopamine that's released. And so our brain adapts by building more receptors. Just like in the gym, when you have to lift more weights in order to build the same amount of muscle, our brains then need more junk food in order to achieve the same level of pleasure. This is why junk food is so addictive. It's astonishing to realise that millions and millions of dollars are going into the research, development, and improvement of all these household junk food products that we all know and love. You know, to create that perfect crisp or the perfect crunch in that chocolate bar or the perfect fizz in that soft drink is taking years and years of improvement and innovation. Now there are two main ways in which these junk food companies keep getting us to come back for more. The first of which is through the improvement of the taste, smell, and even the experience of these products in our mouth. From the perfect balance between salt and vinegar crisps to the dynamic contrast from biscuit to smooth cream in an Oreo to the vanishing experience of a dairy milk in your mouth. All of these are different tactics to make junk food taste nicer, smell nicer, and feel nicer in your mouth.
Now I want you to think about the beloved Domino's pizza that we all know and love. You've got the stringy and stretchy cheese which melts in your mouth, and then you've got the tangy but sweet tomato sauce, all topped on top of crusty bread with the perfect softness inside. All of these flavors and all of these textures come together for an explosion and amazing culinary experience that is incredibly familiar but we never get bored of.
This is where the psychobiology of junk food works against you, unfortunately. When you see, hear, or even read about junk food, you often get the same responses and memories of the junk food that came when you first ate the food. Now this can trigger a physical response like salivation and those mouth-watering cravings that you get when you think about these type of foods. You know, when you saw that Domino's just 2 minutes ago, you probably started craving it. And this is where impressive marketing strategies take advantage of our reaction to the different sensory experiences other than taste that we often experience through adverts and billboards. Junk food companies also innovate through creating the perfect blend of proteins, carbs and fats, perfectly balancing the ratio between salts, fats and sugars in order to continue to hit those pleasure centers more and more and keep us coming back. You might be wondering, how do I actually stop eating junk food if they're designed with millions of dollars to literally entice me and get me addicted to it? Well, there's a number of things that you can do. Number one, I think when you go to the supermarket, just don't buy them in the first place. If you don't have them in your house, you have less temptation and you have less opportunity to go and eat them at times when you're feeling tired, stressed, or emotionally affected. Now, obviously we live in houses with families and sometimes we do enjoy the occasional treat, and so it might be a bit of a far stretch to actually just stop buying them completely, which I completely understand. Now, another thing that you can do is actually just put them in quite difficult to reach places. This increases the friction required to go and actually get that unhealthy snack or that junk food snack that you might be looking for, and by increasing the friction you might be less likely to do it as well. Now, if you put healthy food like fruits and vegetables on a table, on a worktop, you can put your junk foods on a higher shelf, so that by increasing the effort to go and reach for it, you're more likely to pick the healthy alternative that you have in your house. And finally, I think another strategy that you can really use is being a little bit creative with your food. I talked earlier about the dynamic contrast of different textures, like the crunch and the cream of the Oreo and the differing flavors of salt and vinegar and crisps. Well, you can recreate this at home. Things like having peanut butter and jam on toast, or peanut butter and banana on toast, or carrots and hummus, or different healthy alternatives which create that same dynamic contrast, those amazing flavoursome explosions in our mouths will allow you to stay off those junk foods and actually stay healthy, stay happy, and enjoy your food in the same way. Now, thank you very much for watching, guys. If you really enjoyed that, if you got some value from that, please subscribe, please hit that like button, because there's loads more content to come. I'll leave you with one piece of information, one message. As I always do, enjoy the journey, because the end point doesn't last. Peace.